All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody. And today we are brought to you by nobody. That's right, just podcasters, just entertainers. And what I need you to do is give us money. If you like somebody, if you think a show is good, just give them some money. Like me, you can go to my worst holiday at patreon.com. Give me a little loot. Give me $1 an episode, you cheap fuckers. It's not much. Just give us a little bit, Hey, it's the cheapest form of entertainment you're ever going to get. And with that being said, from a room next to my bathroom in my basement, this is My Worst Holiday, a podcast about your worst wedding, funeral, bachelor party, bachelorette party, or whatever's funny after the fact. We want to hear it. And today we have a very special guest, Mr. Deaton Gabbard. Deaton, say hello.
Hey, everyone.
God, we've been trying to get together for like a couple months now.
2 months, yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it was always just something, just something was in the way, like every time. But yeah, well, we finally got it. Even tonight, like we're an hour late, but still we're good. I'd actually putting on my sweatpants and put on my flannel. I was kicked back watching Rick and Morty, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm out, and I'm just like laying back. I got your message, and I'm like, all right, finally, yes. So tell us all about you, man. You got the floor. Tell us what you got coming up and what you've got going on.
Yeah, so I'm an actor. I'm based out of Kentucky. That's my hometown, and I've been acting for about 5 years on a professional level now. Started out, doing some extra work for about 1.5 years, and then from there, I've been building up my training, building up my resume. I've done about 3 years of training now, which is I've noticed a complete difference. Like I used to say, don't do training. Like you don't need that. It's a scam. No, it's not a scam. There's a reason that people go to school for stuff. There's a reason a mechanic goes to learn, about mechanics. Doctor learns, goes to nursing school or gets their doctorate or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
There's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. And Sean Patton from Sensibly Cynical podcast is watching, and Joel Thomas is watching as well.
Nice.
So tell us all about what projects you've done and what you've been on. Everybody, we're talking to Dick Grayson. My God, finally a superhero on my show.
Yeah, one of my favorite things that I've done recently was I was Dick Grayson in a fan series called Luke, the Batwing series. It's a great series, high budget. It looks amazing. I mean, it looks CW quality. I highly recommend it. I had a lot of fun with it because I got to dye my hair black for it, dye my eyebrows black for it. So I was a completely different person for a few months, And that's one of my favorite superheroes too. So just the transition of Robin to Nightwing and all the psychological issues that they really put in the comics, especially as far as he's being trained by Batman. But Batman is, we love Batman. He's a great superhero. But you got to admit that he's psychologically broken and a little bit insane. And you have to think about, you have to think about what exactly that would put on a young boy who's basically groomed to become a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
So then you kind of go into that, which I really like. The Batman
usually when they say groomed, they don't mean that.
Oh, no. And that was the huge joke of the Adam West series too, and the original comics. But he was basically groomed to be a superhero. And that's another thing I like about Titans. I think Brenton Thwaites does an amazing job as Dick Grayson. And so I just kind of wanted to put my own spin on it. And it's more of a guest star role, but it's a really powerful role because it's while Luke Fox, who's played by Montez, who also wrote, produced, and directed it, is at the hospital with his dad. So I'm not gonna spoil anything else, but I also did the visual effects for that film too. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
You do visual effects.
I do. I freelance visual effects. I've done pretty much everything at this point, just because when you're in Kentucky, you have to do a little bit of everything, kind of get your name out there. And so I've wrote, I've produced, I've directed. Shout out to my production company, Cobra Pit Productions, which we've done, I want to say 9 short films and a feature film or something like that now. And then we have one that's about to come out that's actually in post right now called The Demon Box, which talk about took forever. We had an issue on the first day where our lead actress went to the hospital because she was sick, dealing with something the week before, thought she was over it, and then had to go to the hospital because she just got so dehydrated and was throwing up so much. So we had to reschedule that one. over the course of the year, and I think it took like from March to I think we finally finished in December as far as like the principal photography goes. So now we're in post and we're getting the color correction done and all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for that.
Demon Box or Demon
Box. Yep.
Box. All right.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. I also play. I directed that. Wasn't originally going to direct it, but we had some issues getting a director, so I ended up directing it, and I also was in it too. So I was the demon. So that was a lot of fun. I got to play a very villainous role.
Nice.
Yeah. Which
cool.
The people that we've shown it to, we've shown it to a few friends to kind of get their notes and stuff, and we've gotten positive feedback so far. So I'm really excited about that. And these are like people that are, I mean, they're friends, but they're in the industry. Like they know their stuff. They're people that we respect. So we're looking forward to that. Most recently, I've been going back and forth to Utah. I'm actually in Utah right now, and I just wrapped filming for Renaissance Kid, which is this movie that I always kind of think of it like Disney. It's not a Disney movie, but it's kind of like that Disney style, and it's a great kids movie because it's actually about this kid who, and you can follow it on at Renaissance Kid Movie on Instagram, by the way. It's
okay, at Renaissance Kid on Instagram.
At Renaissance Kid Movie on Instagram. I think it's on Facebook too. Just look up Renaissance Kid Movie, and it's about this kid who acquires these magic beans. He's not the most liked. He's not the most popular, and he wants to find a way to become the most popular. And so these magic beans give him an advantage.
I started out by just being cool. That's how it worked for me. I don't know how it works for everybody else, but that's how it worked for me. Just start out being cool. You don't have to get any fucking beans.
I mean, if it was a more adult movie, those magic beans, I know exactly what they're talking about. And that's how you get the cool kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, it's a really good story about just kind of learning how to fit in. And it's also a lot of fun because, I mean, you get to see the different powers that happen and how he gets himself into trouble with these powers, because obviously everything's going to catch up to him. I mean, you can't just pretend to be something you're not. And so it's a really, really good message as well.
See, that always worked for me too, just being something I'm not. That's how it.
Oh, me too. I'm an actor. I agree with that completely. I mean,
yeah. Hey, you're an actor.
Yeah. I made a living off of it now. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how many years have you been acting?
I've been acting for about 5 years on a professional level. This is probably running into my 6th year now. So.
All right. And what's the ETA on the Renaissance Kid?
We just wrapped filming for that literally like 2 weeks ago. So I would say probably next fall.
Okay.
Like that. If they're like really moving,
About a year out. That's
yeah, and that's typical. I mean, the thing with film is that it takes a while to make. It takes a while to get it out there. It takes a while to do anything really. So yeah.
That's like kind of like par for course for like every actor I've ever talked to, like, we've got done wrapping, so maybe in about a year we'll be able to see it. Like,
by the time I forget that I was in it, somene's going to tell me.
And I forget to talk to people later because it's a year.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
I always do this, Dayton. I always do this. You get a hold of me when it releases. Because I'm not going to fucking remember.
Right. Exactly.
I promise you. I want to. I do.
Hard.
I won't.
Very hard. Yeah.
I've met me. That's not how I work.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm a little high strung and kind of out there a little. So you can see. Awesome. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Hit us with a funny or embarrassing life story. What do you got? Let
me think about that. Well, I could talk about what recently happened. So
yes, let's talk about what recently happened.
So well, I had an audition for like a lead role where I'm supposed to be handsome, and like literally it says in the description, it's like handsome, young, male, and I'm highly allergic to bees and wasp stings. Found that out when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Don't have an EpiPen because I'm stupid. But
you want to go for a tree climb, John Thomas?
Yeah. Oh, I'll do it. I don't care. I prefer to live life on the edge. Like I said, I don't have an EpiPen. Well, it was the funniest thing. So my girlfriend had this like lip pumper, and she'd already wiped it off. I could use it during the day and stuff. And I kissed her later that day, and then the next day my lips were swollen, and then like my eye was swollen. I've got a picture somewhere, and turns out the lip pumper had bee venom.
Bee venom.
Like, yeah, just a little bit.
Because it's a plumper.
Yeah. Like, I guess they literally just make their lips allergic to it, and that's what makes it like, make it plump. But what happened was like, and it was just a little amount, and it
Right.
like swelled up my
Well, yeah,
face.
even if
Like
you're
my
not, even if
eye
you're
was
not
swollen.
allergic to it, it's still gonna plump because that's
Yeah.
that's one of the attributes of a venom is.
Oh well, it
swell.
started going all over my face. Like I had bumps all over my forehead. I had like my eye was like swollen at work and stuff. And but remember, I had to play, like I was supposed to be doing an audition for like this handsome. And I was like,
Not
I
not
messaged my agent, I was
Quasimodo.
like,
Yeah.
I literally messaged my agent. I was like, when's the latest I can do this? Because I'm gonna have to, like, I had to go get steroids and stuff, and like they had me on Zyrtec for a couple days before it like cleared up, and then I finally got that audition in. But it was like, I'm gonna have to wait because there's no way they're gonna cast me if they see me right now.
What's the odds of that happening before you go into the audition? Like, what's the odds that happens at that time?
Well, I'm glad it happened then and not for this film, because then I would have been, I don't know what we would have done. Like, because that's when you're actually filming, like I couldn't give them an excuse or something, and it would take a couple of days for it to clear up. So luckily cleared up before I came down here. But yeah, I think that's just the first one that comes to mind right now. I'm sure I have more somewhere, but
everybody, we're talking to actor Deaton Gabbard. He's Robin. He's Dick Grayson, and he's got some great movies coming out. He's got Demon Box, where he plays a demon. He's also got Renaissance Kid. That's going to be out in about a year. He'll get a hold of me then, and then we'll have him back on. And we'll do all that. So Jacob Harrison, Jive Turkey podcast is watching, and Amy. Nice. Sorry, Stabby's not on tonight, but so so my wife, I showed her like the picture of you and everything, and she's like, he's got one of those looks where he could be either a super villain or a superhero. Like it can go either way. And I'm like, well, I'm going to mention that to him because I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good compliment.
Yeah, that's good. I like that because I've got. I'd like to say I have range. Like I said, I played Dick Grayson. I played a lot of like the good.
Again,
old,
you're playing a demon.
And you're playing exactly. I played a serial killer too. If you want to look up A Recipe for Serendipity, I played a serial killer in that. So like I have a dark side, I can let that come out when I want to. And those are more fun to play anyway. I mean,
I'm talking to Robin. So it's a well, Nightwing. So it's so where can they so Luke, a Darkwing tale. Well, where can they find that? Where's that?
If you look up Luke, a Batwing series on YouTube. That's
on
where
YouTube.
You can find that. Yep, it's on YouTube.
Luke, a Batwing series on YouTube. Look that up.
It's got like almost 50,000 views now, I think, something like that.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. I just did see the scene where you came in and was talking to Luke. Yeah. So, and that's what's his name's kid? I can't think of the.
Lucius Fox.
Lucius Fox's son. Exactly. Finds the diagrams and stuff of the bat equipment.
And they started adding all the siblings in and the kids and
Right. Awesome. That's very cool. Super, super cool. Yeah, I was just excited. I finally got a superhero on the show, Yay! Chris B. Stroking Kager. He's got a podcast called Porch Trapping.
Nice.
Yeah, trying to get them on my show. We haven't worked it out the time yet, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, give them 2 months. I'm sure they'll eventually get on. I did, so.
It happens more than you think. Well, when you're actually working with actors and stuff like that, it happens a lot, because like you've always got something going on. And,
yeah, it's insane. Like, I mean, and like it happens out of nowhere usually too. Like today, like I thought I'd be out at like 3 or 4, and we were there till basically sunset. Like that happens a lot, honestly. Just depends on what's going on,
Yep. Hey, don't burn daylight. You got the time to do it. Do it.
Oh.
I get it. Yeah. So my brother-in-law, talking about allergic reactions, he went to the ocean, and it was like a day, like I don't know, like later on he's like driving home. And everything, and he calls my wife, and he's just pufferfish, man. They're like, she's like, you think you ought to go to the hospital? Because I mean, he was just, it wasn't just like a little on this. I mean, like he was just like he was like one of those pufferfish when they blow up. He's like, God, he looked bad. So he must have been allergic to, I don't know, maybe a jellyfish or some sort of crustacean or something. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's always funny. Anaphylaxis is always funny. So,
Yeah, you lost me there. Too big of a word.
anaphylaxis is always funny, where your throat
Oh.
swells and
Yeah.
struggling for air.
I feel like if it was a stronger dose, like I think she said, like it had already kind of wiped off her mouth and stuff. But I think if it was like a stronger dose, then it would have probably spread more. But luckily it didn't. So I went to work, and then the next day I went to the hospital. I was like, I'll be okay.
I can't do tree nuts. I can do I can do I can do peanuts because they're a legume.
Yeah,
That's a different.
you can't do
That's
like
actually not
walnuts or something
they're
like
not
that.
actually a nut. They're more related to like a bean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I picked up this box. It was like a generic Target version of like Honey Bunches of Oats.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading it, and I get past like all the the honey and the peanuts and oats and stuff like that. And then it gets into the yellow dye number 5, and riboflavin and all that, so I just like stopped reading. And so I poured myself a bowl, and I'm eating it, and I'm just kind of like I don't something's not right.
It's like feeling weird or something.
And my wife's like, "Is it bad?" And I go, No, it's not bad. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just not right. And I just keep eating. Like, I just don't understand. Like,
did it have like walnuts or something in it? What did it have in it?
And then all of a sudden it's like, does this taste itchy to you? Like, and I grab the box, and finally at the very bottom of all the ingredients, at the very bottom, it's like, and almonds.
Oh,
like, God damn it! So like,
you think they would put that like way at the top? That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. It was like I said, they did like all the oatmeal and the like honey and soy and stuff like that, and it did all that. And like I said, it got down to like all the bullshit, yellow dye number 5.
Yeah.
And then at the very bottom, at the end, it's like, and almonds.
That's weird. You think because it was that's a common allergen too. So you think that would be up at the top? That's weird.
You would think. Yeah.
Someone did that on purpose.
Yeah. And, as luck would have it, I'm also diabetic, so that's fun. Type 2. Represent. That's the diabetic light, if you will. But my buddy's daughter, she got like sick, like really sick, really weak, and they couldn't figure out. The doctor started telling her she's a tiny things like, you have an eating disorder and all this other, just like, she's like, no, this kid is not doing right because she eats. I've seen her eat. And she eventually got life lighted. Dang. And not one of those dumb sons of bitches checked her blood sugar. As rampant as diabetes is, not one of them checked her blood sugar and went, oh.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Just talking about unfortunate incidents, I was so pissed. I'm like, not one of them thought to check it. It's like the biggest thing in the country. Like, it's more rampant than anything else,
That'd be on like a list of things to check. That's so weird.
Yeah, God, less people have fleas than they do diabetes. It's like, anyway. Oh well, I digress. So you can't talk about your project that you just worked on today. You can't talk about that one.
Correct.
All right. What's your favorite project so far?
It's so hard to ask. Like,
no, it's really easy to ask.
I mean, what's
harder to answer?
Because you fall in love with each character that if you're doing it right, you fall in love with each character that you're doing. I mean, some are obviously more fun than others. Some you do more than others. I think one of the most recent ones that was my favorite that I haven't talked about yet is there's a short film called Agents of Dissertation, and it was my first action film. Yeah, I like to call it the young Jason Bourne, because I got to do like some crazy stuff with like like knocking a gun out of a guy's hand and stuff like that. And also it was very wordy, and I'm just proud of how like I had to learn this dialogue because I was cast on the way to shooting. Like literally driving down, I was learning the entire script.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was very lengthy. It was like, I mean, it's an action film, but the like middle portion of it was all like this dialogue that you would see on like FBI or something,
Yeah.
It was I'm trying to think if I can even remember it right now. I'm sure if I had like the first 2 words, I could just go straight into it. But and I specifically like, so as an actor, you get typecast, and when you first start out, that's a good thing. You need to know your typecast. And so I'm trying to branch out a little bit more with stuff that I know. Like I've been hitting the gym a lot, you know, I want to do more action stuff. And so when this opportunity came up, it was with my good friend Philip McFarland. I wanted to do it specifically because I knew it'd be good footage for like showing, hey, I could do some more action stuff. I can handle like, you know, this dialogue that can kind of sound like word vomit if you don't say it the right way, you know.
Right.
Because you have to make it sound. I mean, you're talking about like you know, like these nuclear warheads or something like that. Like something out of Mission Impossible. It literally was that kind of dialogue.
Right.
But
right.
like the concept was like a younger, you know, agency, something like how the Bourne franchise worked. And so to be able to do that, when I have that footage, I know it'll be good for like shows like FBI or Chicago PD or, you know, Criminal Minds, that coming back out.
Right.
And that was just a lot of fun because I've always wanted to do something like that. And, you know, there's not a whole lot of stuff like that in Kentucky. I actually had to go to Indiana for that one. But yeah, it was.
You had to go to Indiana for that one? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was in. I think we filmed that in Bloomington, Indiana, if I remember correctly.
Bloomington, Indiana. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. That was called Agents of Dissertation. And is that where's that available? Or is that available?
It's not out yet. We filmed that back in March or April, I think. One of those.
Okay. Yeah. So you still got another like 6-8 months before it.
Probably. Yeah. You know how it goes.
Yep. Talk to a few people. So, everybody, we're talking to Deaton Gabbard. He's an actor. Again, played Dick Grayson. So got my superhero on my show. But yeah, he's got a Demon Box, which isn't out yet. That's coming out. He also has Renaissance Kid and Agents of Dissertation. Like all these movies, all these are coming out, but you can't see him right now on Luke, a Nightwing story. Is that what it's called?
Luke, a Batwing series.
Luke, a Batwing series, and you can see that on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I try to keep everything going. So
okay. Yeah,
keep repeating it. You know, let them know and say. Yeah. Awesome. So did you get a suit up and everything on that?
Yeah, kind of. It was it wasn't necessarily a suit, but it was very specific clothing. It was like a dark shirt and like khakis and stuff, but it was basically like this guy infiltrates this base like that I've made. It's like this little apartment.
Right.
And like he comes to assassinate me, and like I stop that real quick. Like I'm talking like the first scene. This isn't really a spoiler. This is the very beginning, but like the first scene is literally like he has the gun through the door. I slam the door, grab the gun, and then like pull him from the door. Like it's a very complicated shot, and then flip the gun in my hand and then smack him with the butt of the gun, and then we cut to like at the table with the interrogation, and that's where all like the lengthy dialogue I was talking about kind of comes in. So you can learn, you know, like what's going on. And it was a lot of fun though.
That's super cool. I
think I'm running out of daylight.
Yeah.
To see that.
Yeah, he actually he was supposed to be on around 7:00. He kept shooting, and he just got done shooting like an hour later when he got a hold of me. He's like, I can pull into a parking lot. We can still do this. And I'm like, let's do this. My phone
was dying. We were on an outdoor shoot, so I didn't have anywhere to plug in my phone. So I was like, hey, it's like at 8% now. Hey, it's at like 3% now. Okay, I'm at 1. I will call you back. So that was fun. But,
awesome. Yeah, I'm sure, like, and that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this guy's still shooting, so I'm just gonna not say anything. I'll wait for him to get a hold of me. You know, so yeah, after I put like, you ready? Like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I don't think he is. I don't think he's ready. He's not ready. He's definitely not ready. So I'll pour some scotch and go watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What kind of guy?
Because by law, if you're a podcaster, you're required to watch Rick and Morty and all the Star Wars series.
I have a podcast. I get it. I feel it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to break it. They'll take away my podcast card.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a thing like that. But if there was, they would. They'd fucking take it. That's what they do. So, favorite Rick and Morty one. Go.
Oh man, favorite one. The one where I don't know the name of it. I couldn't. It's like I know they always do like different plays on movie titles, but I can't think of what the name of it is. But the one where we first see Evil Morty, like the whole Rick sanatorium or whatever they call it, like all like that entire thing.
Yeah.
I think Total Rick call or something. Was that one?
Total Recall?
I think that was what it was. Yeah. But like when you first see like the whole Rick Coliseum or whatever you want to call it, like basically what they did with Thor: Love and Thunder with the gods.
Yeah. What did
like
I just see? I just see, like I said this. It's completely awful, but I'm going to show it anyway. I just sent this to my buddy because my buddy's just as disturbed as I am. Oh, there it is. I can show that picture. Yeah.
I can't even see what's happening.
You see it? It's where he's holding his eyes open, like this.
Oh,
it's a girl raised up in front of her with like no pants on. Like he's like doing that.
That's funny.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. Awesome. So what's your favorite show that's on now? What are you watching that you're liking?
My favorite show is The Boys. I'm dying to get an audition for The Boys or even the spinoff. I love that show.
Oh good. I forgot to turn that off. Anyway, so no, I just started watching. It's on Hulu and it's called Reboot. And
it looks hilarious.
It's got Johnny Knoxville in it and Ian Michael Key and
basically like Full House.
That blonde chick who I just love. I've always had a crush on her. I can't remember her name, but it made me laugh out loud a couple times. And like a show's got to be pretty good for me to laugh out loud at it because I watch a lot of comedy. So like it's got to be pretty good. And it literally Johnny Knoxville made me just roll. So
I'll have to check it out. It looks really good. That's actually on my list.
And I haven't watched the last season of The Boys yet. I watched the cartoon, whatever they call that cartoon.
Good? Is the cartoon good?
God, it was a graphic. Well, it's The Boys, so it was just terribly, terribly graphic. But
I mean, I watched Invincible. Invincible was good too. I just thought it was super, super predictable. It was the only problem.
Which one was that?
Invincible. Like
kind of
like graphics.
Yeah. It was. I didn't care for that as much, but I've got like 2 Facebook things that's going live as well. So you're on My Worst Holiday live on Facebook and MW Holiday live on Facebook and live on YouTube. So
nice.
Yep. All that's going live, and I keep getting notifications. So
nice.
Hey, like my sister-in-law Jolene, love you. So,
are there any questions from anyone watching right now? I hate to cut it short, but I mean I'm losing daylight, and I still got to drive like 45 minutes, and I have
no problem. Nope, that's all good. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Deaton, thank you so much for coming on. Hey, Danielle, and let me know when any of these release.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'll have you back on, and hopefully we won't be burning daylight like this.
Yeah.
And that's all good. Deaton Gabbard has been our guest. He is an actor. He's extraordinary, and he's a wonderful guy. I can't wait for you guys to see his shows. Like I said, right now you can see him on Luke, A Batwing Story on YouTube. Go ahead and look that up. Yep, that's it. And with that being said, again, if you like a podcast, give them $1. Go to their Patreon. Just look up their name and Patreon. It's that fucking easy. Or you got the device in your hand, like it, subscribe to it, do the notification thing on it, do all that shit. It's the least you can do for us, and we really appreciate it. And with that being said, from a room next to my bathroom in my basement, this has been My Worst Holiday. Good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks.